Do you have any tips for me about when I'm using the expired domain? Like, what have you guys seen work, or what do you really see to be helpful when you're building those out?
Yeah. So when it comes to building them out, like there's a few things that you can do kind of, but I think the main thing is kind of like making sure that you vet the domain in the first place to make sure that it's kind of, we've actually got what our first, I think it might be I don't know, first or second podcast that we did is kind of 8 things to look out for when buying an expired domain. So that's kind of a good
Oh, so I
place to
should
start for the
listen to
listeners
that.
and stuff. Yeah. And the second thing is that if you can kind of go back and check in Wayback Machine. Have you used Wayback Machine before?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love Wayback. Yeah.
So
To
you can
see like
kind of
how it
see
was built out.
yeah, so you can kind of check out what the pages were there in the past. You can use tools like Ahrefs to see what backlinks still exist, and then you can kind of any pages that exist that have already got a lot of backlinks. You can kind of recreate them either as they were before, or kind of just recreate another page, which is kind of the same kind of thing. So you can kind of piece back together some of the site that it was before if it's relevant for the niche that you're working in now. It doesn't have to necessarily be visible. It can be just in the sitemap, right, and gets indexed by Google. It doesn't have to be part of the navigation or anything like that necessarily, but kind of you can kind of pick up some of that traffic. And of course, you want to make sure that any of those links that were coming in are either 301s to a relevant page on your site or a relevant category, or at the very least to the homepage. Otherwise, you're going to be losing a whole bunch of links when you kind of first buy, like when you first start using that expired domain, because yeah, so there's a few things like that you kind of need to make sure what you want to do really.
Yeah, awesome. I think I did pretty much a very similar strategy to that so far. So, and I think it's been getting the traffic, and I didn't include a bunch of the pages that didn't really have the links in Ahrefs, and some of them still get traffic, but then I think it goes to the site and it just goes to the home page, or it goes to the error page. So I almost wonder, do you find that you include pages that still get traffic even if they didn't get links? Like, and
Yeah.
should I update it to include those types of pages?
Yeah. I'd be still do, or at least 301 again. It's like something that's relevant. But yeah, generally we kind of, I think links are probably the most important, but if it was getting pages, traffic as a page before, then there's kind of no harm in kind of doing that as well. We kind of generally, we kind of do it a little bit different each time, to be honest, but if it's got more than 3 links to that existing page, then we try and create another version of that page of how it existed before. If it's got less than 3 links but has some links, then we'll generally try and redirect it to like a category page or some other kind of relevant page. And if it hasn't got any links, then generally we'll just redirect it to the home page. So you can use the plugins within WordPress, which will just redirect any 404s to the home page, which kind of solves that problem.
I should put that in. Yeah.
It's called like a 404 to 301 or something is the plugin's called. So it just catches. Okay. It's like a catch-all. Anything you might have missed, it just then redirects to the homepage.
Oh, awesome! That's good to know that you've had some success with your expired domains. I'll have to listen to that other podcast you mentioned, but it gives me a little hope for this one. And I've already seen it off to a pretty good start. So I hope once I fully build it out, it'll get the traffic. Because, like you said, it is in a super relevant niche. So I'm hoping it'll rank. We'll see. Yeah.
It'd be a good test anyway, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing to test. Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of podcasts that are kind of, because we do a lot of expired domains. So a lot of the ones we've done already have got, we talk about expired domains as well. But we've had like wide range of success. Like sometimes they just take a little bit longer to get going. They're always quicker than a brand new domain, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it just takes off instantly. Like we are working with a client on the site just recently, and in 4 months we went from 0 to over 100,000 visitors, 100,000 sessions in a month. In just 4 months with an expired domain. So
wow.
that
How
did take.
much? What was the growth each month?
It was just kind of straight line up
Oh,
really, because
wow.
we launched it with I think it was 150,000 words of
Oh,
content,
wow. Okay. So you put a
and then
lot
we
of
put another
content.
150,000 words on, so that's 300,000 words, and then I think it might have been another hundred. I think that he's now like really investing in that, so it's like another 100,000 words, another hundred
Oh,
thousand words. So he's
wow.
recently got accepted onto Mediavine. We think
Wow.
he'll probably be hit at like around $3,000 a month, like straight away, like with that site in 4 months. And so he's
Wow.
like easily got the money back that he's paid us for like doing that. Well, what I will say is that it was a really powerful expired domain. I think it was like DR50 something, quite,
Oh, that's
uh,
pretty good. Yeah.
so quite powerful. But we also redirected 3 other expired domains into it that were relevant. So it's kind of
Oh,
getting all of that all of the links from all of those domains, and that kind of helped raise the authority of the site as well. So
oh,
it was
wow.
already powerful, but we redirected more into it too.
Wow. And have you seen, so long term, do those redirections help it like even a few years into the future? Or are those more of just an initial boost?
Yeah, because essentially it just, you're increasing the backlink profile. So you started up with a certain number of backlinks. Yeah, we buy another domain and 301 redirect all of the links into that. So you're just building the backlink profile in again and raising the
Mhm.
authority of the site. And again, like you wouldn't want to do it too much. Like I wouldn't recommend going like too crazy on it, because I think that's a flag for Google. But businesses acquire sites, other businesses all the time, and have got good reason to 301 sites one into the other. So, and merge sites and things like that. So it's kind of a normal thing to happen on the web, but you wouldn't want to kind of end up putting like 20 redirected it in like, especially in a short period of time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's great to hear that type of case study. Wow. They must be happy with their traffic and the growth.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we've had really good, we've got plenty of others that gets into the tens of thousands pretty quick as well. So, but then others just take, after 3 or 4 months, there might only be only 2 or 3 thousand. It varies a little bit, but you never quite can
Mm.
tell. But yours will be good in that there's some that have laid dormant for a little while will tend to
Uh,
like take a longer to kind of ramp back up. But if yours has been sitting around with traffic, it sounds like you've got some sort of site on there, which means at least it's getting indexed, and like Google's kind of seeing it again, and it's getting, it's aging its second life or whatever, So it sounds like yours should be quite quick as well. But it really varies.